Banned who? Like I said, never was I ever banned from boxing. I'll see you all August 15th at State Farm Arena. 20,000 plus will be in attendance, honey. Pre-sale, on sale right now. Yeah. Don't get quiet on me now, fake YouTubers with your fake news. Ban who? Petition who? Huh? Hey Siri. Hold on. Hey Siri. Play Drake ran to Atlanta. Who said what? Ban who? Ban who? Like I said, never was I ever banned from boxing. I'll see you all August 15th at State Farm Arena.
What does that mean? The finger thing. She throwing gang signs?
State Farm Arena.
Uh-oh.
20,000 plus will be in attendance, honey.
20,000 plus will be in attendance. All right, Big Whoop. You better make sure it's going to be 20K.
Pre-sale, on sale right now. Yeah. Don't get quiet on me now, fake YouTubers with your fake news. Ban who? Petition who? Huh? Hey Siri. Hold on. Hey Siri. Play Drake ran to Atlanta.
We don't want to hear Drake. Big Whoop back on August 15th in Atlanta, folks. And she is going to be fighting Kaye Scott. And, some people got an opinion about it. I'll tell you why. But I'm also going to explain to you what I think. But when you go ahead and just take a look at Twitter, of course, Big Whoop makes an announcement she's returning. Everybody going to talk about her. I don't care what anyone says. Oh, man, y'all be talking about Big Whoop. Man, these motherfuckers do the same thing, so shut up. Now, I'm going to say this. With who she's fighting. Y'all can go look up Kaye Scott. Kaye Scott. They're fighting in Atlanta. I'm just curious to see how everything's going to play out. With all the drama surrounding Claressa Shields, she's not fighting in Detroit. We got to see if she's really going to get the turnout that she's saying at the State Farm Arena. Is it really going to be, 20,000? But anyway, if you plan on going, go ahead and get your tickets. A lot of people say they're not going, they're boycotting. We're going to see who's going to boycott and who's going to show up. But if you take a look right here, this is the problem that a lot of people are having with this fight. This is who she's fighting, Kaye Scott. 5 wins, 1 loss, and then one draw. And that 1 loss wasn't by knockout. But she only has 7 professional fights. You know what I'm saying? She does have a WBC strap, I believe. But enough talking out my ass. Let me just show you what the problem is here. Okay? This is what's creating some consternation amongst the boxing fans. This right here, man, age 42. See over there in the right column, come down about halfway under alias, age 42 from Australia. She's 5'10", 70-inch reach. But again, 42 years old, Claressa Shields, 42 years old. I mean, y'all come on. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't you just go and fight? I'm going to tell you who she should have fought, man. I'm going to show y'all right now, man. Let me pull it up. I'm about to pull it up. I'm going to tell you who she should. Well, matter of fact, let me show y'all this first. Now, this right here is Kaye. This is Kaye Scott. Now, I don't want to be out here playing people videos, man, but I'll just tell you this. Let me just do this real quick.
Much on the line, and both of these fighters are working so hard here in this second round.
That's about all I need to show y'all for y'all to see what I'm getting at. she ain't gonna mess with Claressa Shields. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here to, try to be disrespectful to a fighter. I respect all fighters, but I'm just telling you, she ain't messing with Claressa Shields. Now I'm gonna tell you who she should have fought. And I've been saying it, and we did a video on her, and I'm gonna show y'all who this person is again. This is who I thought she was gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, at least she fight this chick. But it's Sarah Shurich. 7 wins, 4 knockouts, undefeated. 32 years old, 6 feet tall, and she fights at light heavyweight, 175 pounds. This is the fight that, although she has 7 fights, would have put a little bit more respect on Claressa's name. But she chose not to fight her. She chose to do something different, and it is what it is. So she's going to be fighting Kaye Scott instead, 42 years old, 5'10", 70-inch reach, with 6 fights. Now, as far as big vote, let me try to make sense of what's going on here. Her coming down to 160 pounds, I believe I know what the plan is. For her to cut weight, come down to 160, because of the weight difference from where she normally fights and where she's going to fight, they want to make sure that she's in there with a low-threat opponent, ESPN, female boxing. All right. They want to make sure that she's going to be comfortable at the weight and get a win, get a knockout, do it in Atlanta. And then they're going to have her probably go on her next fight, maybe fight Lauren Price, who's supposed to come up to 160 pounds to fight Claressa, and maybe fight a Michaela Mayer. Now, this right here is Claressa Shields. This is the ESPN Women's Boxing Champion list. Now, Claressa's at 175. She will be cutting 15 pounds to come down to 160. So Kaye Scott has the WBA and WBC belts. So she's going to pick up those belts. Then she'll probably look to face Destiny Robinson, or at least she'll have the belts at 160. Then if Lauren Price, who's at 147, if she comes up to 160, well, then Lauren Price will be fighting for Claressa's 2 belts at 160. And if that's not what happens, then Michaela Mayer, who's going to be fighting, I think it's Cameron, then Michaela Mayer, who's at 154, can just bubble up to 160. And the bottom line is there'll be titles on the line. So that's what I think they're doing. Bringing her down in weight. She's fighting the champion. She's going to beat the champion. Then she'll have 2 straps, and then have it'll be more of an incentive for Lauren Price or any woman, Michaela Mayer, to fight Claressa at 160. Plus, cutting down to 160 is not easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy to get down to that weight, especially after being 200 plus pounds for so long. And also, I think Claressa prefers to be heavy because she like to be talk about and show off her lobster tail and shit. But what does this do for Big Vote? The big 2 gold medalists, the big 5 weight division champion, the big 19 world titles, the big non-stop talker. What's he going to do for the big Guadalicious? What Guadalicious going to do now? In Atlanta, make the announcement today. You got the big award ceremony coming up this weekend with BET. She's just coming off of being, bumped up to the #1 pound for pound female boxer on the ESPN's listing. Well, remember, that's just ESPN's listing. But I'll be honest with you, I don't know if this is the answer right here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is the answer. Her to be fighting the Kaye Scott. But at the end of the day, she's a champion. And what this goes to show you is that Claressa Shields, she's just that much better. But also, the level of competition in women's boxing. There just aren't many elite female fighters. Now, I'm not saying they're not good. I'm talking about elite. I'm talking the fighters that have that it factor. When they get in the ring, they must see TV. They just don't have many that have it. There's a concentric few, and they're kind of sporadically, established in different weight divisions where, to be honest with you, they probably need to form Pangea. It's like they got the continental drift theory going on. Bring all that shit back together and form a female boxing Pangea, and just come out there and make it more complete. Probably need to bring somebody like from heavyweight down to 160, or from, matter of fact, I'll show you, man. It's come down from up from 130, come up to 154. Like, they may really need to start doing this shit. You come down here and look, you got Serrano at 126, Tierra Brown. You can see when they cut down in weight, they ain't got no fat on them. But they probably should, bubble on up. Well, Serrano's already done it, but the Tierra Browns, the Baumgartners, the Alifner Turhan, the Caroline DeBars, and the lighter weights, they probably should. Well, Serrano can do what the hell she wants, but the other ones, you probably should consider bubbling up to 154 and figuring out these weird catch weights to where the best can truly fight the best. Because it seems so easy for them to dominate a weight division. Michaela Maris was in a lower weight class and moved up. So, some of the fighters do it, but I just think more should. You know what I'm saying? And Claressa has done it too, no matter what you think about her. Claressa has really, moved up and down. But for her, Claressa, look, she's not a true heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? Claressa Shields is not a true heavyweight. Claressa Shields really belongs at 154, 160. And that's just the truth. So if she's going to stay down there, I don't think she can get lower than 160. I'll know the way her body looks if she can get below 160. But at the same time, if 160 is the lowest she can go, then I think a lot of the other female fighters who are in the lower weight classes, they should say, all right, big ropes come down, then they should consider going up. That's my opinion. They might as well go up. But I'll tell you what, Claressa Shields, she may have a problem struggling with pronouncing certain things, but she didn't have no problem coming out here and talking about her fight and making the announcement and pronouncing anything. She made sure to come out here and let y'all know what she had.
Right, the sugar cuts, the acidity of the tomato sauce. Right. I said it did something. It took some of the tomato sauce. Right, the sugar cuts, the acidity of the tomato sauce. Right. I said it did something. It took some of the tomato sauce. Right, the sugar cuts, the acidity.
Now, she having a problem talking about acidity. She said the ass of Diddy, but she ain't had no problem talking about August 15th. How can a person pronounce August but not pronounce acidity? I thought she would have said if you can't pronounce acidity, how can you pronounce August? Because I was really expecting her to butcher the pronunciation. But anyway.
The acidity of the tomato sauce. Right.
The ass of Diddy. Claressa, how you can't pronounce acidity, but you can pronounce August. August seemed to be a bit more difficult to pronounce than acidity. But look, you know what I'm saying? To each his own, you know what I mean? We love all and hate none over here, especially Big Vote, because she gives us content, man. Anyway, we're going to see what the future holds for Big Vote. I'm just telling you. I'm sitting here looking at this, and I'm just sitting here shaking my head. But I do understand, because I got to be fair. As a boxing head, I understand. She hasn't fought down there in a while. You come down, fight a champion. So you got to put it's a champion. She's not just picking a tomato can. She's the woman, the unified champion. But at the same time, how much of a threat is she really going to be? And people are most people aren't going to be accepting of that because, one, they just don't like Claressa. Two, they were hearing Michaela Mayer's name thrown around, Lauren Price's name thrown around. But now you're seeing she got to figure it out because who is, let me check something. Who the hell is Kaye Scott signed to? Let me see. Yeah, let me see who she signed to. Well, I'm talking to you because I was going to say, I know she ain't with MVP. But who the hell is Kaye Scott's promoter? Is it Dimitri Salita? Let me check. Kaye Scott's boxing promoter. So there it is. Kaye Scott is promoted by Dimitri Salita. She's promoted it by Dimitri Salita. How about that? How about that? So Dimitri Salita is doing in-house fights, which is nothing wrong with that. Claressa Shields is fighting Kaye Scott, who Dimitri Salita fighter. So there you go. Okay, shit. I didn't know that till just now. So so Claressa is gonna keep fighting. Claressa is gonna keep fighting Dimitri Salita fighters. Okay, so that's what's really going on here. So don't expect her to fight outside of the roster. She's not fighting anybody outside the roster. This makes me believe nobody wants to fight her. No promoters want to work with her. Kaye Scott, promoter, Dimitri Salita. Yeah, she signed to Dimitri Salita. Let me see something here. So that means that they probably did look elsewhere and it took so long to make a fight. Yeah, right here, shit. There it goes, man. Kaye Scott. And Claressa Shields. So, yep, Kaye Scott is a Dimitri Salita fighter. How about that? So, look, man, Dimitri Salita got to do what he got to do, but this just makes me feel like, one, I mean, even, what's her name? Franchón Cruz was signed to Dimitri Salita. So they're keeping fights in-house. That way they keep the money in-house. But at the same time, I have a feeling that it's tough for Claressa to get fights outside of her promotional company. I think even for huge fights that would be out there, I just don't think nobody wants to work with her. MVP already dead her. And I just think she's kind of becoming nowhere to go. So she just stays there at home. And I don't know who else Dimitri Salita has for her, but I'm curious to see. This is the second fight. What's the third? Who's going to be her third and fourth fights? Interesting. Well, damn. Well, there you go. So now we know what's really going on. I did not know that. I didn't know that. Kaye Scott is with Dimitri Salita. I did not know that. Anyway, man, you're more to come on Big Vote. She need to be careful messing around. Claressa, she'll need to be careful with this weekend. I'm reading something right here. So this is what he says right here as far as trying to build fighters. I'll read this to you. This is what he said. He said, if you take a young, talented future doctor who's in high school, one who has the potential to be one of the best surgeons in the world, and you take him and put him in the operating room, he's going to be in shock. He's going to overreact. He's going to get scared. If he goes through the process of going to college, going to medical school, internship, step by step, level by level, that's how his potential comes to life. So this is what he's talking about, matchmaking, and building fighters. So maybe this is what he's still somewhat doing with Claressa Shields. Maybe he still kind of have her step by step. I don't know. The woman got all these accolades and championships and been whipping ass since the amateurs. Maybe this is his philosophy. Maybe this is his mentality. I think it's more just trying to, make sure Claressa Shields keeps winning. She needs a big knockout. And it makes me wonder, those women who are signed to him, I mean, are they not seeing that they're just being used to feed the goat? You know what I'm saying? That's what it seems like to me. Like they're just feeding Claressa Shields fighters so she can beat them and hopefully she gets a knockout. Because Claressa is the big fish in a small pond over there, and she is the cash cow. She's the show pony for Dimitri Salita and Salita Promotions. And they're going to keep, taking care of her. That's why Claressa is out here acting a fool, because she knows without her, Dimitri Salita, he really has nothing much going on. I'm not saying he won't survive, but that's like De La Hoya when he had Canelo. He lost Canelo. He damn near lost Ryan Garcia, and it looked like he was about to lose Virgil Ortiz. So that'll be like Eddie Hearn losing Anthony Joshua. He lost Conor Benn. He's about to lose Fisher. You know what I mean? These promoters can't afford to lose their flagship fighter or flagship fighters. And Claressa is that. And if anyone out here is saying, man, heard you wrong, bullshit, look how they did Franchón Cruz's earn. They totally fed her to Claressa, allowed Claressa and her team to do whatever they wanted to do during the promotion, how treated Franchón, how they wanted to treat her, treated that woman like shit. And look at what happened. So this is just another case to me of them taking a fighter and really just kind of feeding them to Claressa. They're going to allow Claressa to have her way with her. The promotion is going to be all one-sided, and it's going to be really disheartening to watch. And you probably noticed the tone of the video change, right? Because I just realized, once I realized she's with Dimitri Salita, I said, damn. Same thing they did to Franchón. So my energy shifted because it made me think about Franchón and what she went through. Now I'm like wondering what they're going to put the Aussie, oi, Kate Scott through. And she can fight, but she ain't messing with Claressa. You know what I mean? Claressa's going to beat her with feints. Like, no kidding. Claressa just feint at her, and she's going to probably tip over. The feints alone are going to mess up Kate Scott. I'm telling you. I watched the videos. The feints, man. Feints. That's going to, watch. Claressa will feint at her and she will fall down. I'm saying she's scared. I'm just saying there's levels to this shit. She ain't on Claressa's level. Anyway, man. Y'all keep cool. I'll be tuning in. And I got my videos coming, but with everything I said in this video, I could have broken it up into 20 videos. So she's with Dimitri Salita, huh? Well, get ready for Claressa Shields Franchón Cruz 5, because they fought twice as pros, I think 3 times as amateurs. Actually, this will be 6 now, right? This is going to basically be another Claressa Shields Franchón Cruz has earned, but worse. And it's going to be all the same promotional bullshit, all the tomfoolery. Kaye Scott probably a bit more refined and polished. Probably won't be as vocal, but she going to feel it. Man, y'all keep cool. Well, hold on. Before I get out of here. I got to listen to this shit again. I just got to listen to these 2 things. I got to play these for y'all. I got to play them again because it really cracks me up. This one where she going off right here. Claressa Shields. She couldn't wait to get to the goddamn computer this morning to talk shit. Here, pull it up right now.
Who said what? Ban who? Ban who? Like I said, never was I ever banned from boxing. I'll see you all August 15th at State Farm Arena. 20,000 plus will be in attendance, honey. Pre-sale, on sale right now. Yeah. Don't get quiet on me now, fake YouTubers with your fake news. Ban who? Petition who? Huh? Hey Siri. Hold on. Hey Siri.
Never a dull day. Always something. But it's all good. Let me play this last one, then I'm up out of here, man. Never a dull day in the world of the growth. But I'll tell you this. She just need to get away from the damn internet and go train and fight. Okay? You still in there doing your thing. You know what I'm saying? You in there like swimwear. You know what I mean?
Right, the sugar cuts the acidity of the tomato sauce. Right. I said it did something. It took some of the tomato sauce. Right, the sugar cuts the acidity of the tomato sauce. Right. I said it did something. It took some of the tomato sauce. Right, the sugar cuts